probably most famous for the antagonism between co-stars Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane is a lurid, sadomasochistic exercise in gratuitous nastiness that works almost nauseatingly well. It is difficult to criticize, since all the negatives you might use to describe it are obviously intentional. If it is something of a quote-unquote classic, it is so because audiences have an enduring fascination with show business pathologies. To be sure, everyone gives it their all. Camp patrons may snicker at Davis's psychotic child headliner Jane Hudson as she torments her movie star sister Blanche, then sneer at Crawford's stiff responses, but doing so shortchanges the intense dedication both actresses bring to the rancid material. This overripe melodrama of one woman torturing another with ever greater perversity is pitched to the nines, but it would be disingenuous to insist it is a joke, since it is difficult not to be moved by the flamboyantly charged action. Besides, while the faded movie queen glamour may provide the film's initial appeal, the cinematic savvy of director Robert Aldrich assures this is no so-bad-it's-good embarrassment. Every camera position, cut, and lighting scheme is thought out with brutal premeditation and precision. Consider, for example, the sequence in which the paralyzed Blanche has to crawl down a staircase to reach a telephone. Shots of the agonized Crawford, point-of-view inserts on the telephone, close-ups on her hands gripping the banister, and cutaways to long shots underlining the remaining distance tie us up in her peril, even as we recognize the manipulation. The highs are so taut, they can make some of the blander moments feel slack by comparison. The subplot about oleaginous pianist Edwin Flagg, Victor Buono, is introduced late and feels more like a gratuitous, if convincingly corrupt, complication than a narrative necessity. Even more calculatedly distracting, the nosy interference by the Hudson's neighbor, Mrs. Bates, Anna Lee, is an almost comically transparent effort to instill the vain hope that rescue is literally around the corner. If Baby Jane is riveting enough to overcome these lapses, the question remains why it was made. Was it just to give two raging battle axes the opportunity to strut their stuff outrageously? That is possible, but it may also be that Aldrich, recognizing the continued popularity of old films on television, had a hunch that people wanted to savor the decline of their one-time favorites to wallow in schadenfreude-inflected nostalgia. It is the popular rerun of Blanche's old movies that pushes Jane over the edge, for example. It is almost as if the audience's indulgence in necrophiliac titillation is what the movie is really about. While such reflective intentions cannot be ruled out, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane remains uniquely grotesque regardless of purpose. If it is impossible to dismiss, it is equally difficult to like as anything better than the spectacle of corrosive decay.